Right, well, it's the 6th of March, um, and just wanted to touch on a bit of winter fishing, really, because I think this is the first time I've done like a proper winter campaign, if you like. I tried to document majority of it, um, and so it's really exciting coming into this winter. Having a goal of catching a 30 from a day ticket lake that I sort of struggled at, to be fair. I mean, catching 2 carp on a trip, really. I think I did the autumn, did September or October. Caught, I think, must have been 3 carp over 4 nights. I think it must have been a couple 20 pounders. Yeah, a couple 20 pounders, and then obviously it started getting cold in November, December, and everything slowed down as it normally does. And every now and again I'd catch one. That's a bar now. Fuck off. Oh, it's gone. Oh, I missed it. Where was it? Oh, that was mega. Right, anyway. That's the fishing talk, I guess. I need to try and get it. Yeah, back to the fishing talk. But yeah, come on, there we go. So, really it was quite a struggle coming through. I remember a trip in early January, and it was mega cold, -4. And I was up one end of the lake, got down in the morning, windy, but it was chilly, and set up, got the rods out, and it got to about 10 o'clock in the evening, and I just saw like the water in front of me turn to like a map. There was no shine, the moon was up, and you can just see the long sort of like length of moon on this water surface, and that looked a bit strange. It turned out it was icing over, and so obviously icing up all in my margin. I was like, even if I do get a bite, which will be slim, how the hell am I going to land it? I'll either get cut off or losing, and one in the winter can mean anything, really. One in that sort of temperature is special fish. And so what ended up happening is I hung it out for a few hours. I think it got to 3 o'clock. The opposite end of the lake was unfroze. The wind was blowing into my face, so that side of the water was probably a bit warmer, I think, if that's how that works, I'm not sure. But anyway, the wind was that bit of water was definitely warmer. And so I moved down to that end of the lake, and yeah, like I said, flicked the rods out and blanked, obviously. But it was a proper, like, mega morning, like really white. Everything was white. All the shrubs were white. rods were white, and turned out the next night froze over the whole place, which was pretty savage. But I just loved being out. It was like, the thing about like winter fishing is similar to when you're on the river or you're in the wild, sort of like places that aren't fished much. It's quiet, it's nice, there's not many people about. It's nice fishing because there's no one there, there's no one to ruin it, which is what I found on the river. And yeah, so that's what I liked about this like little winter fishing. Like, there's not many people on. And then the next session I came down 2 nights again. It was a little bit warmer. Had a right result. Pretty sure then there was a southwesterly coming in, big southwesterly. Storm-like southwesterlies, like a big one. Right, hold that thought, I'm just going to get a run. Oh my god. Have some of that. Where's that going? I think you can see me better there. But yeah, so that massive southwesterly came in and it was blowing a hoolie. I got there and, like I said, luckily I was in the swim, which was blowing straight over my back, so my setting up was fine. So I got the rods out, and within like not a couple hours of being there, one showed like 3 wraps out, maybe, not even that. So I quickly whizzed in that middle rod and put a single out straight in the rings, and within 5 minutes the bobbin started dancing and I managed a real nice mirror. £20, I think it was £21, but real nice one. And then that same night, I managed a real nice one, £26 fully, from the middle of the pond, and I was like, this, obviously after the mega cold conditions, it felt like it was getting better. I think it was late January at this point, maybe late January or early Feb, and yeah, just a real good pick me up, really, confidence really in the bait, the tactics, that sort of stuff. So glad to get under my wing, and I didn't come back for about a month, 4 weeks I think it was, and I was proper excited for this session. The long range forecast said good weather, real good weather, similar conditions, southwesterlies, but this time it was blowing straight into me. I'm on the opposite bank, so checking the weather every day leading up, and just got better and better and better. Overcast, strong winds, rain. Like, if you were to cherry pick conditions, that would be it. And this was late Feb, last week of Feb, maybe second to last week of Feb, and I recently acquired a baiting pole. There's a wrap. Yeah, recently acquired a baiting pole, and this water is really bait boat dominated, and the big hits of fish that come from bait boats. So the stealth is ideal, and I wanted to capitalise on opportunities that came, because obviously in the winter they're few and far between. So got a baiting pole, crumbed up a load of boilie, got some hemp oil, put him in a bucket, and the session came around and I turned up. Obviously this is the first time I was using a baiting pole, so I got a little bit of getting used to, but managed to get, so I got all 3 rods out. One, this right hand one down the margin, probably it was 18 metres down the margin. That's as long as my baiting pole would go, but it turned out it was perfect because it went into this little alcove just past where the bank's fallen in, and so it was more or less like perfect spotting. So I got the rod, I think I arrived at like 7:30, got in, set up, couldn't get the bivvy in, it was blowing a hoolie, didn't have none of it. So I think I ended up setting up with my back to the lake, and I put the buzzers on super loud, and not, I think 11 o'clock, so I was there for 5 hours. The rod bobbin hit the blank and I was into the first fish of the session within 6 hours of being there. 5-6 hours of being there, which was a promising start. And so I sacked him up, got the rod back out, sorted the fish out, nice common, low, mid double, £15, that sort of range. But yeah, same tactics, straight shipped the pole out, whacked him down, and not long after, it was a couple hours, it went again, and this time it was a real nice one. Dark mirror, 21 pounder, but he had like 3 scales. He had 3 scales on both sides, but one side they were clumped together, and then the other side there was like an inch or so between each scale. Real cool one. I'm super pleased. Session made, really. That was the nicest carp ever. And then repeat the process and managed another small common. And obviously the wind is pumping in this corner and the rain, and I'm soaked through and trying to dry things out between the rain. It just wasn't happening. It was 7 degrees, so nothing was drying. And like I said, repeated the process, got the rod back out, short 5-inch rigs, 5-ounce leads, and the rod hit the blank, and didn't feel much, like, just came in, and just see this head rise out, boggly eyes, and before I knew it, it was in the net. Chunkosaurus. And I just saw the width of it, and it just looked like the width of one of my buckets, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I rolled him out, I looked him in the net, rolled him about, and instantly recognised him. And he was a certain 30 pounder, and I was buzzing. This fish was like an orangey, quite pale fish, old one, linear type scaling, but an old one, but a definite 30 pounder, 100%. I rolled the net up, lifted him out. Did you see the bulk of him on it? And I was like, if that's not 30 pounder, I don't know what it is. massive, great fish. I weighed him before I sorted like any photos or anything, and yeah, 32 pounds chunk. So that's my personal best and my target. Right, I'm gonna have to move back for this one. So basically, long and short of it, got a 30 pounder. Oh, it's fucking heavy. Absolute. It's beating me up. Right, I'll get you back in 2 seconds, kids. 2 seconds. Oh, fuck off. Have some of that. One more and you're done. One more. Come on, this side. Fuck off. Yes, have it. In winter, I achieved it. It was a true battle, really, because obviously leading up to that session, didn't really look like it was going to be more luck than anything. You know, it's probably 500 fish in it, so not a low stock pond, but like, you know, was struggling to get bites, or enough bites to put the odds in my favour. So I then managed to, you know, get a hit of fish, and turns out one of them was a real nice one, real biggie. So like I said, got him in the sack, and in this time it was raining. Waterproofs weren't waterproofing, it was soaked through. And yeah, that really cherry on the cake for the little winter campaign. I didn't think it was going to happen, turned out it did. So I capitalised on them bites and really got lucky, I think. Still, it was a real good bit of fishing. Really enjoyed it. It was freezing though for some of them, mega winds, but you know, managed to cherry pick the right conditions multiple times to land me in the best chance of catching a good one. Yeah, and it happened.